Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever wondered how you could take the actual cash in your pocket and turn it into cryptocurrency? Without needing a bank account or navigating some super complex online exchange? Well, today we're going to break down a really cool new model that does exactly that. We're looking at how mobile and merchant ATMs are creating this awesome bridge between physical money and the digital world. Let's jump right in.
All right, so first things first, let's talk about the big problem that this whole system was built to solve. It sounds simple, but honestly, it's a challenge that has kept millions of people from ever getting into crypto in the first place.
And right here, this is the core question, isn't it? For so many people, the biggest hurdle isn't a lack of interest. It's the practical stuff. How do you actually turn physical cash into a digital asset? And how do you do it quickly, safely, and without having to jump through a ton of technical hoops? So the solution, it turns out, is a peer-to-peer approach. We call it P2P. Instead of relying on some big central company, this model just creates a network that directly connects two people who have what the other one needs. Simple, right? One person's got cash, the other's got crypto. And that simple idea, well, that's the foundation for everything we're about to dive into. Okay, so let's meet the first of our two solutions. It's called a mobile ATM, but it's probably not what you're thinking. Don't picture a big metal box on a street corner. Think way more dynamic. Honestly, the easiest way to wrap your head around this is to think about an app you already use, like Uber or Grab. But instead of calling a car to give you a ride, you're using an app to call a person who can help you with a financial transaction. It's a service that literally comes to you. So to put a more formal definition on it, a mobile ATM is a person, a mobile partner, who physically meets up with you to handle the exchange. You give them cash, they send crypto to your wallet. Or you can do it the other way around. It's basically a human-powered, on-demand financial service. Pretty cool. So who's this really for? Well, for one, it's a game changer for people who don't have a bank account and mostly use cash. It's also perfect if you need to get a transaction done, like, right now. And of course, it gives you tons of flexibility to meet wherever is convenient for you. A coffee shop, your office, you name it. All right, now for our second solution. This one builds on the same basic idea, but takes a totally different approach. This is the merchant ATM. And what it lacks in mobility, it makes up for in stability. So instead of someone coming to you, picture this. You walk into a local business you already go to. Maybe it's a little retail shop, an office, or even a nail salon. And you can do your crypto exchange right there. This weaves the whole system right into the community, using places that people already know and trust. And the official definition is pretty straightforward. A merchant ATM is just a fixed, physical, registered business. So this isn't some random pop-up shop. It's an established place you can go back to again and again, which is all about permanence and reliability. This setup is just perfect for anyone who does these kinds of transactions on a regular basis. You get a dependable spot you can always count on. It really helps build trust, and over time, that spot can become a kind of financial hub for the entire local community. Okay, so we've got these two models. They're related, but definitely different. One comes to you, and you go to the other. When you boil it all down, what's the real core difference here? It really is that simple. The whole thing comes down to one key difference: mobile versus fixed. One is all about being dynamic and flexible, while the other is about being stable and predictable. They're like two sides of the same coin, just designed for slightly different needs. Let's break this down just a little bit more. So when it comes to form, you've got mobile versus fixed. For the model analogy, think Uber or Grab versus a physical store. Location, well, that's flexible for one and a set position for the other. And when you think about suitability, mobile ATMs are your best bet for fast, on-the-go stuff, while merchant ATMs are perfect for stable, regular transactions. And the key thing is, they're both connected through the exact same app. So what is this app that powers this whole network? Well, that brings us to the tech that acts like the central nervous system for this entire ecosystem. VLINKPAY is the software. It's the digital bridge that connects you, the user who needs a transaction, with a mobile or merchant ATM who's ready to help. Now, here's a really key point. VLINKPAY itself never touches your cash. It's not a bank. It just creates the trusted, safe network where these exchanges can actually happen. So what's it actually like to use it? It's a super simple 4-step process. First, you just open the app. Next, you find and connect with an ATM partner nearby. Third, you meet up and do the actual exchange, cash for crypto. And finally, both of you just hit confirm on the app to say the transaction is done. That's it. It's totally seamless. So VLINKPay is basically playing three crucial roles here. One, it's the platform that connects everybody. Two, it's the authentication system, making sure everyone is who they say they are. And three, it's the transaction recorder, creating a secure, protected log of every single exchange.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second. We've talked about how it works, but why is this so important? What's the real-world impact of a system like this? Here's the bottom line. This model just blows the doors open for people who only use cash to get into the world of digital assets. At the same time, it gives crypto holders an easy way to cash out back into physical money. It completely removes the need for banks, and you don't need any deep technical knowledge. It just makes the whole process accessible, transparent, and person-to-person. This is financial inclusion in action.
And I think this quote really just says it all perfectly. These aren't just new services we're talking about. They're basically a new piece of infrastructure for the digital economy. They're acting as the cash ATMs for the crypto world.
And that leaves us with one last really big question to think about. When you start removing these huge barriers, like needing a bank or dealing with borders or having complex technical skills, a system like this has absolutely enormous potential. So could this simple, human-powered network be the key that finally unlocks the digital economy for the next billion people? It's definitely something to think about.
VLINKPAY.com. Powering your connections securely and instantly.